All right, let's talk some final thoughts on the NXL Chicago layout. My name is Greg. You're watching How to Play Paintball. All right, guys, so same as usual, you know the drill by now. I'm going to go through, kind of give you some ideas of things that we kind of saw over just practicing over these past 2 weekends. There might be some changes that happen, but who knows? It might be that we get to the event and something is adjusted or needs to be adjusted, and that's okay. That's just paintball. Also, if you can't tell, this video is brought to you by comppaintball.com. So thank you to them for supporting the channel. Make sure that you guys go over there. The link is down in the description down below, and you can actually go ahead and get 10% off your order if you put in the code How to Play Paintball. I'll put it down here somewhere for you. But yeah, so let's go ahead and talk about this layout. Okay, so first I'm going to go snake way. So we'll talk about that first. There is a really good drop shot from this can. If you go right over the top, it drops right into this Aztec. There's a good shot there, and you can also kind of take a knee here. So this kind of floater zone over here I think is going to be pretty useful. Now, I didn't get to play the snake a whole lot, so I apologize to my snake players, but so this gap here, getting from this God bunker into there isn't too difficult. You can actually kind of run up and then over, but we'll talk about that a little bit more. So this can, you can't see anything once they actually get into the snake. So if they do get there, you're going to have to move. But yeah, just these heads up shots are going to be real good. I don't think that there are any good bounces. There might be one off that can off that tower into the other can. We didn't try it out, so it might be there. But I don't think anyone had issues with that when we were actually practicing. Let me go out more to the tapes first. So this bunker here, this cake, is pretty solid as well. You can shoot up the center. You have to be mindful of the other can drop it back over this way. So you just have to be careful of that. But as you kind of run out, if you shoot back, you can still see if someone's kind of going up the center. And then coming out to the snake tape, you can see a little bit more, but it's not going to be as good as if you go out further. But at least this might be a way that you can kind of stop here and then go. You just have to be mindful of that center. And I'll talk more about the center because that's more what I'm going to be playing at the event. Coming out to the snake corner. Now, I thought that this wasn't going to be all that effective. It actually is a pretty good bunker because what you can do is you can come here and shoot down the tape. So if they do get to this snake corner, this 50 snake, you're going to be able to do a lot more damage there. So there is that. So the only downside is shots coming in this way. And because it's so small and you have to get so tiny, that can make it a little bit difficult. All right, let me come back over to this tower now. I'll kind of zigzag back and forth. Okay, so from this tower, you can see a little bit of the gap there, but it's not going to be as effective because there's a lot of stuff blocking you. So if they move over on the inside, they can still kind of come around and you wouldn't even be able to see that move. So this is something that if you came here, it's going to be kind of stopping them from moving out. Or maybe trying to bounce off the pin. That bounce shot isn't as good, bouncing it off there into that. What is a good shot though, and I had done this earlier, if you shoot off this pin, it goes actually into the 50 snake, not super deep. So if the guy's on the tape, he's going to be pretty safe from it. But if you're shooting and he's on the inside or kind of in the middle, you have a really good chance of shooting him there. Let me first go over to this over here. So you do have some shots this way, coming in this way, so you have to be mindful of that, not getting shot in the back. But this is actually a good way of delaying into the snake. I had done this earlier. I'm not really a snake player on the Kings, but last weekend actually I'd gone over and done this where I went running and gunning up to this Aztec, and as long as you don't see any paint coming across here, you just dive right in. And the good thing is that even though it looks like a bigger gap, when you come across, once you're low, if you just stay on your stomach and crawl, you can actually just keep going. So you could stop here, but there's really no reason to, because maybe you'll get a little sneaky shot on that Dorito over there, but then you're gonna have to back up to be able to see that well. Instead of being able to hide behind here, you're gonna be showing too much, is what I'm saying. So with this little W though, let me move over here. So this little W here, there was a bounce that someone found where if you kind of sit here and you shoot the inside of there, it does bounce pretty well into that center bunker. So there is that. That's something that you could look at. So you have to get kind of sneaky in this snake, because this W here, there's ways that you can get on the inside or go on the outside to actually fill up. So that's really going to be up to you to try to figure that out. You want to use every side of this that you can, and use everything that's blocking you to protect you. You know, you can use a lot of stuff in front of you. It's not necessarily that this is the only route. You can go on the inside, or you know, there's other things that you can do. So actually coming up into this other W, you do have a little bit of shots on the inside, but really your goal on the snake, it seems more like it's going to be getting to this brick. Once you get to that brick, it's going to be a lot better. Something real quick. When I was playing the snake and I had gotten into here and I was looking across, all I was doing was just kind of staring at the bunker and looking to see if there's paint across here, because you can see it's not a big gap. You can definitely get shot through here. I shot someone earlier through here. It's something that you just have to be mindful of. But if there's no paint coming through, you just jump across. This is a huge bunker that now you can hide behind. So it's something that you could look inside, but you really got to be careful of this pin. I would say the better move is maybe trying to come up over the top or wrapping. Once you wrap, you do have more shots on some other people. It's going to push them, at least push them into someone else's gun on the Dorito side. So there is that. Getting over into their side is okay, because you can go over and shoot the guy in the center, but the only thing is that, like, yeah, you're hiding behind a little W, so it's going to be a little bit more risky, but yeah, you just got to be mindful of that. So, all right, so let's talk about the Dorito side. I played this a lot more than the snake side, and I'm probably gonna be playing a lot more of the center, so I'll show you guys some stuff there. So let's talk about the Dorito side, and then I'll move up into the center. So there is a good shot. So if you have someone that's floating back here and trying to shoot, you know, do stuff like that, this can and this can both can shoot through the center. You can shoot up over the top of the wing and then through that little crack there, and that'll actually drop right in, which is a good thing to do. So we were practicing it earlier, so that's one of the options that you have there. Actually shooting across to your mirror, so let me just get up on the bunker here. You can shoot your mirror over the top of that cake there. So if they're trying to drop paint on you, you just got to be mindful of that. As you come out, it's going to be a little bit different, just because you'd have to come out a little bit wider to see them. But if you need to drop to a knee and shoot, then that's okay. But just know that they have that same shot back at you. So if you come out and you shoot that shot first, know that it's going to be dropping into them, but you do have an option of shooting the right in front of the Aztec. I know it sounds weird, but if you shoot the Aztec, this Dorito over here is actually going to be, that guy has to run through that gap. So if you shoot that middle spot right there, it'll actually help with shooting that guy. But that's only if you see them actually doing that run there. Let me go out. I'll go here first, and then I'll go around over here. So coming out, when I was running and gunning here, it can be kind of a gamble. This can over here can shoot back at you, so you just have to be mindful of that. But that's the one over there. You see the top of the can? That's the one that has a drop shot over onto you, and that's more the issue than that guy. That guy has to come across the bunker to try to shoot at you. It's that guy that you really have to worry about more. So once you get past there, you want to get on your gun as fast as you can to maybe shoot your mirror. That's something that we had tried to work on a little bit, being able to shoot that guy there. So let me go back into a little bit of the center. Oh, the safer route, let me go back, sorry. The safer route, instead of wrapping this way and going up, the safer route is actually come to the center this way, and you can actually go straight up into that cake. The reason why it's safer this way is I had wrapped this way, and the other can actually had dropped a blind shot over here. So you just have to be mindful of that. But I did come out on the outside as well to come up to this cake. Now I wouldn't necessarily stay here. You do have a good shot on the guy trying to fill into the 50 snake, but you're going to be kind of just stuck here. I mean, there's not a lot that you can fall into. You have this tower coming this way. It's a little bit tough to stay alive just in this cake here. So you can fill out to this tower, and this tower is okay, but it's not the best, because if you try to come out, this guy's going to be able to battle you a lot more, and you're going to have a higher chance of getting shot. And if they come into the center and you're showing a little bit, you can get shot there, and also from the snake. The safer spot is actually going to be in the center, and I'll explain that more. But this isn't necessarily a terrible bunker, only if you don't have a Dorito side. If you don't have a Dorito side, you shot those guys, then you can kind of wrap and be able to start picking people off. You can do the same thing from the center, and probably better from the center, but this isn't the worst bunker in the world. All right, let's go over to our Dorito. So the Dorito side is actually pretty fun. There is a good bounce shot off of, let me see if I can point it out on the camera, off that Dorito. On the inside there, it bounces into this Aztec, and I actually freaked someone out doing that because I shot him like 3 times. So you just have to be mindful of that. If that guy is here, that shot should be there. When you're moving, of course, you always want to be mindful of your inside shots. The center is really deadly for our Dorito side here, so when you're moving, you want to make sure that guy is checked off. And when you dive in, you really just got to take your chances and just go. That's something that when I was playing the front Dorito at practice, is that it just, you just have to be aggressive. I mean, that's really how this field is going to play. If you're behind someone, this is how I had shot someone. I had Travis in front of me, and I was playing the 2 behind him and just stayed on his tape. We were able to kill out that tape, and since he's posted inside, we're good. So if anyone tries to run him down, he'll trade with them, and if anyone tried to come and get him, I'm going to shoot them. So we're protecting each other. Let's see, coming up into this other Dorito, you start having a lot more shots, obviously, as you move further up the field. And the Dorito itself is just, this side is really aggressive. I think it's going to be a lot of action on this side of the field. Not that the snake won't, but you have a lot that you can do on this Dorito side of the field. Okay, so let's talk about the center. Hoping that this camera will stay on because it keeps kind of going black on me. All right, so coming up to the center, because there's so much stuff that you can hide behind, it's really good just to be moving back and forth. Now, I personally think the Dorito side is a little bit better for this to contain, but you do have some shots on the snake. If they get into, you could even try to bait them if they got into here, come into this section. You just got to be mindful of your back if they move into this Dorito. But it's actually going to be better for you to contain the Dorito side. And if I get down on my knee here, you can see what I mean. So it's a little bit harder to catch the guy from the Dorito 1 to the 2, but you can just wait on him here. And I caught a couple people doing this, going from the Dorito 2 to this Dorito 3. You can also do the same shot. If you come over here, you have to be mindful of your feet. You can actually shoot that Dorito 1 to Dorito 2 gap from this section. So you do have a couple options, or you really could tuck into this section and shoot that guy as well. You just got to be mindful of the back of your head with the snake side there. If there's a snake in there, you really can't do a whole lot. They can stay low and get out of your way. But if they're stuck in these bunkers back here, from this side, you can actually do a good amount of damage, because you can shoot at the back left, the cake, the tower, the Aztec. If they try to fill into the snake, you have a lot of options of being able to shut this down. So if you had someone up here and they haven't gotten into the snake, it might be good to have someone here. If you get into their side of the field, again, be mindful of the inside, because someone could come up under the inside and bunker you this way, so you just have to be mindful of that. But this is when you can start doing a little bit more damage on the snake side, getting onto their side of the field. As for the Dorito side, and I have to walk all the way over. Oh, also, I think you might be able to jump through those, just saying. So it might happen. I heard Damian Ryan was doing that at practice. But coming around over to here, you're just going to have a better shot there. And you can see a lot more of the entrance of the snake. So you could do a lot of damage that way as well. Okay, so real quick about the bounce shots off there. People were trying to bounce it off that pin and that pin, and it really wasn't doing a whole lot of damage. There was one from this tower, though, that was pretty nice. Bouncing off the Dorito 2, and it bounces into that Dorito 1. That was a good one. Trying to think of some others for you guys. So from this can, it's not going to be as effective, but it's something that might be able to push him into a gun. you can actually go ahead and you see how you can see the end of the snake there, that beam. If you shoot from this can on the Dorito side into there, it bounces into the 50 snake there. All right, guys, so that is my final thoughts. Of course, there's some stuff that when you actually get out to the event, it's going to be a little bit different. So be it. It happens. But yeah, tell me what you guys think. How do you think this field's going to play? What are maybe some other bounce shots that you guys found? So yeah, so down in the comments, put down what you think is going to be maybe some good spots to try to get to. I think that it's going to be a real good chess match of figuring out where to shoot off the break, and even that center. There's a lot that you can do up there, so making sure that you are being sneaky up there is what's going to be really effective. But thank you again to comppaintball.com for sponsoring this video. Again, guys, please go support those that support the channel. You'll get 10% off if you put the code How to Play Paintball. I'll put it down here. It's all one word, lowercase, and if you put all that in there, you'll get 10% off your order. It's a great company. Bob is awesome, so make sure that you guys go over and support those that support us. So, and also, please be on the lookout, because I think when I actually get to the vlogs, I think we're going to hit 10,000 subs. So I already have an idea of some giveaways that I'm going to do once we hit 10,000. And as of filming this, I think I was off by like 40. So if we hit that, I do have some giveaways that I'll be able to show you guys. Some cool stuff is coming in Chicago in a couple days. So I'll get that when I get out to the event. But if you guys see me, please say hi. I do like meeting you guys. I'm not going to be standoffish. I like to meet you all. Some people had asked for pictures before, you know, like stuff like that. Please don't hesitate to ask. I like being able to meet you guys. So I guess I will see you in Chicago. Yeah, and stay tuned because the vlog will start on Thursday. So I won't be able to make the Wednesday practice because actually my wife and I have an appointment, because I don't know if you guys know this, but we are expecting in January. So maybe I'll have a little paintball buddy to start training with how to play paintball. So yeah, so we'll find out if it's a boy or a girl on that day. So I guess I'll see you guys on Thursday. And as always, remember, watch, learn, win. Thanks.